If you have been watching cable news over the last 25 years, it has been very hard to miss Greta Vansusteren, a lawyer turned legal analyst and national news anchor on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, Voice of America, and now Gray Television. Greta is also ranked among Forbes' top 100 most powerful women in the world. And today we are so lucky to have her right here talking to us. Welcome, Greta. Thank you so much for coming to Waco.
Thank you, but I feel like the lucky one, not you. I mean, I'm lucky to be here. You know, this is exciting for me.
Now, a lot of folks have heard, some maybe not, that you are starting a new show with Gray Television. It's going to air right here at Central Texas, but all over Gray stations all over the country and a few more. It's called Full Court Press. Tell us more about it.
Well, here's the thing. So I've been in Washington, basically in the bubble of cable news, and there's so much going on around the country. And when I step back and look at it, is that, you know, people trust local news. People get their news from local news. The anchors and the correspondents, they live in the community, they really care about the issues. You live here, you care about the issues. And I thought, you know, I'd like to be part of that. You know, and there must be a way to bring some of these issues, because all the issues you cover, for instance, I've watched your spectacular work on the border. You may think perhaps that this applies only to Texas, but this matters for the rest of the country. You are down there on the border, and it matters to people in Iowa, my home state of Wisconsin, and with Gray TV, I'm hoping to bring these issues that are really universal, but that you cover so well here and across the Gray family to a broader market. And so that's the plan, and that's what I'm excited about doing.
There's been a lot of buzz, of course, in Gray about this show, but I also heard you say other folks in the industry have told you they're watching this to see how successful it is, because it is going to be different.
Well, there's no secret. I mean, we've all wised up that the trust is at the local level. We all know that, those of us who have been in on some of these national news organizations. And frankly, people go into journalism, whether you did or I did, we all went in to do good stories in terms of good, I mean, challenge leaders, scrutinize what's going on in our communities. But it seems to have morphed in recent years to a little bit more of, you know, a little bit of chatter in the studio, and we may not be doing the service to the viewers, the people across America that we have. You know, the job of a journalist, I think, we're a service industry. We gather information and then we present it to the viewers so that they can decide whatever they think. It's not our job to jam our opinion down their throat or to tell them what to think, and it's our job to provoke a good, robust debate. I think that's being done much better at the local level, and I think the national level is catching on that the trust is at the local level, and we better be part of this.
Now, you're not going to be short on any topics to cover, right? Immigration is one. That may be the topic of the year, or at least at the top. 2020 campaign is coming up.
Yep, the Gray stations, we have 3 outlets in Ohio. And don't forget the other swing states, I mean not Ohio, Iowa. The other swing states are Ohio, Wisconsin. We have lots of stations there. And we have stations in South Carolina, some in Alaska. I mean, all these important states. So we're going to be covering all these issues. But we're going to confront these candidates who want to be president, at least want the nomination on the Democratic side, with issues like what you're doing down at the border. You know, this will be our chance to book those people and say, did you see her report? They'll take a look at it. Take a look at it. What are you going to do? I know you don't like the other guy. I know you don't like your competition. I know you don't like the president. This will say to the Democrats, naturally, because they have the big field. But tell me, what are you going to do? And that's a big difference in saying just the other guy isn't any good.
All right, we've got to take a quick break here. We'll be right back with more from Greta and talk a little bit more about her background and how her new show is going to be pretty amazing. Back. If you're just joining us, we've been chatting today with Greta Vansusteren, host of Gray TV's brand new show, Full Court Press, and that will start this fall. Greta's background, we want to talk a little bit about that. For those of you who might need a refresher, your big break in journalism essentially came during the O.J. Simpson trial with CNN.
Yeah, 25 years ago, I always refer to myself as the accidental anchor, because I was minding my own business and practicing law and teaching as an adjunct professor at Georgetown, and CNN asked me to do some legal analysis, and I thought, okay, I'll do that. And here I am 25 years later. Who would have guessed?
What keeps you in this business? It is not easy, you know, it's changing more than ever. What keeps you in this all these years later?
Curiosity. And you know, I'm curious about things, and I'm a problem solver. I like to think I am. So I like to see, you know, what are the facts, so we can try to figure out solutions. And every day it's something different. You know, we get to see what's going on. We get a ringside seat to all the big events in the world.
You've been all over the world. I mean, I imagine one of the biggest changes you've seen, though, is politics, right?
Yeah, it's gotten a lot meaner. It's gotten a lot nastier. And I think as much as I like social media, I even wrote a book on social media, I don't think social media has brought out the best in a lot of people. But it's still, you know, a wonderful tool to keep in touch with people and what's going on. But it has gotten a lot nastier. You know, people say nasty things when they don't see the person, you know, when the person's not right here. If you can say it sort of anonymously on your keyboard. And that has fueled it. And of course, a lot of our leaders have not been very impressive when it comes to manners. And I'll assign blame to both Republicans and Democrats. And, you know, they all feel free to say things that we would never let our children say. You know, the behavior has gotten a little bit rough. Look, there's a big difference between a good, healthy, robust debate and people who have strong feelings. And there's a big difference between that and just being downright nasty.
And your brand new show, again, if you're just joining us, Full Court Press, you think you're going to be able to kind of adjust some of that?
I think I'll have a good shot at it because remember I was at Fox News and MSNBC and CNN, both of them seen as partisan cable news networks. And for instance, this is an example. When I was at Fox News, which is considered a conservative network, I traveled 8 times overseas with Democratic Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Likewise, when I was at MSNBC, one of my first guests, I think my first guest was Senator John McCain, a Republican. I was able to get Republicans, Vice President Pence, John Bolton, over at MSNBC. So I'm hoping that, you know, the ability that I've had to give a fair shot to people who come on the show, because I don't have an axe to grind. I'm really curious. I'm hoping that will enable me to bring that same part to Gray. And I hope that you know, your experience, everybody else's, is going to help me to bring these stories, you know, up to a national level to debate.
And this is a nonpartisan show. We want to stress that, right? Your reporting is.
I'm curious.
Right.
You know, however the chips fall, the chips fall. You know.
Who do you most want to have on?
You know, it's funny you say you and let me give a little sort of behind the scenes to the viewers that before we came here, we talked about your stories on the border that you've done. I was watching one in particular that you did last December. It was about a 6-minute long segment last night. And I thought, wow, I'd like to do that. I'd like to talk to you about it. And then, of course, I saw you and talked about it. So it's not big names. It's really people who have experience. You know, what have you seen? What have you done? That's what I'm interested in. I think that's what the American people are. Because, you know, everybody's got these issues that they're very interested in. But I want to know who knows what. And, you know, the big names, I've been lucky enough, I've interviewed presidents, I've interviewed world leaders and everything, and they're all interesting, but they're pretty well programmed. I sort of like people who can come and sit down next to me, tell me the problem, and then I like to confront those who say, look, elect me to office and I'll fix that problem. I go, fine, tell me how you're going to fix it. You've just heard the problem. So I don't have sort of a wish list, although actually, I would like to interview President Duterte of the Philippines because I don't know what's going on there. But, you know, there are a lot of people in America I want to talk to.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to the show. We want to let you guys know it is confirmed, right? September 8th.
September 8th. I'm a little nervous because every new show you get a little nervous.
Are you going to be giving viewers sneak peeks or anything along the way, you know, via social media and stuff?
I hope to. I hope to be on Facebook Live and and come here and visit you like I did today. So, you know what, we're very excited about. But this is an adventure. You know, every new show is an adventure, and I'm the new kid here.
Absolutely, and we're so glad to have you with your wealth of experience and your big name, but we know you're going to do some great work and break it down for our viewers, and we're really looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Everyone's been very nice to me here in Waco.
Greta Vansusteren, thank you very much, and we will be right back.